Alright, pillars. OSP Team 1? Right? Was that this same game? OSP Orange? No, OSP Blue, I mean. I can't remember. Alright. Let's see. +6 escorts. If this is ANS, this might be, in fact, a frigate swarm. If this is OSP, this is probably a tug swarm, maybe? Did we see BKC cheer last time? I don't think so. Meanwhile, 30K is coming in with 2 escorts. Rest of the team on the bottom of the mount. What? You bet who's gonna kick whose asses on YouTube. What did you even say? I bet we're going to kick our asses after we watch my YouTube. What? Go home, Vren. You're toasted. Alright, so it was in fact OSP Blue. Internet Explorer. I like that. IA3. Nice. Bringing in the 450 Acello with the jammers. Always glad to see that. Plus his weirdo Rail 450 EWR combo ship. And a pair of capping shuttles. Then we've got BKC. I've actually never seen a tug without something on the nose here. It's kind of cute. It's got its little feetsies. It's happy to see you. Vaguely reminds me of a dog. Anyway, that's going with a missile barf monitor. What's this armed with? Torpedoes. Oh boy, torpedoes. Alright, we'll stick a flag in this one, see how that works out. Not a huge fan of torpedoes personally right now. Regis bringing in the LRT tug plus more missiles, lots of missiles. This says size 2s only I say, 174. And with that, a pair of, wow, really fast rocket mine-laying shuttles. Let's see how these fare. They're diving into ANS and not in a good way. But shall see. Meanwhile, Tug Group, also very fast, incredibly fast. These are missile, rocket, a little bit of everything. Got some 100 mil, got lots of stuff. That's an interesting strike group. Plus an EWR, and over here we have a mass driver line ship. Meanwhile, ANS side looks like a kitchen sink, size 2, 250, 450. Axford with that are a pair of point defense frigates. Moving on, a hybrid gun missile CL and defense. Oh, this is First Legion again. And with that comes excuse me. With that comes a 450 with a little tiny turret on top. BB and a capping torpedo. No, this one has the hybrids, right? Yep. See how long it lives. It's getting into a tussle on A. This shuttle already been taken out. But here come, ooh, that active decoy actually had nothing to do with that. Those were rockets. Real quick, let's jump over to Vren. He has a pair of 450, no, one 450, one 250, and beam Axford. I like that combination. Kind of cover all your bases. Meanwhile, some hybrids coming out. They're going to be targeting the shuttles most likely. Hey, Dallin Lin, thanks for the follow. And there they stage. Are they going to hit? Yes, slamming in. One shuttle dead, the other one misses. It's okay though. He's managed to scare off this remaining shuttle, and that will leave A in the hands of ANS. See if these take a quick look around while those stage. Looks like nothing else is happening. There they go. Ooh, will they hit? They do! And slamming in. Wow. Very effective hybrids there. Went straight through the chaff. I wonder if they were command guided. They absolutely had corkscrew enabled. I saw that. Great job by this Corvette. And it gets away. What a dog. So an early lead for the OSP. They've taken A. They have both their naturals. They are well positioned. This one Axford. Suppose it has line of sight on the Acello, so it's doing its job. Not a good range for this Acello to be fighting at. Let's see, it is target locked, so these rounds are screaming in on target. Meanwhile, it's shooting at basic radar with no locks. Oh, take that back. There is a lock. What is providing the lock on this thing? Is it that? Oh, it is an Acello. That's right. They can also bring bullseyes, so... And it's on the nose right there. But it's not a fight this Acello wants to stay engaged in. It's moving, it's maneuvering. Looks like it is going to break off contact, or at least with one of the two ships. It wants a piece of this Axford. It's firing back at it. And here come the mass drivers to pile on as much fire as they can, try and take out some thrusters, maybe put it in the ground. It's going to be a tough call right now. Are these from the same player? They are. So some good synergy here using the bullseye lock from the Acello to get these mass drivers on target. One of their biggest issues is actually hitting. They do good damage, but they have a hard time with the tracking available to OSP. Taking a look around, ANS very heavily invested on this right flank. Oh, don't want to miss this. Rockets coming out from those tugs. They've completed their run under the edge of the map. But at this range, unsure. No, they are not going to connect. We'll have to see if that player is being conservative with their rocket launches. And these will miss for the most part. There are other weapons available. This one already taken a huge barrage to the face, almost dead. Unfortunately, I believe that is his missile carrier. The missile launcher is taken out. Oh, in comes the beam. Rude. And more than likely, these missiles are not going to be... That defender, by a round of shots for the guy in charge of aiming that thing. Wow. And between the two of these Axfords, they're spaced just wide enough. They're able to support each other. These rockets, more than likely going to miss. Oh, I take it back. They do hit. Multiple hits. That is what you need out of these rockets. Perhaps a momentary, well, they were incredibly close at that point. Nothing against Commander Vren for that one. And with that, it's up to this 450 Axford to stop this pair of tugs, the remaining two, from capturing E. Very well done. Oh, further rockets come in. Oh, these are size 2, which miss. That was unfortunate. They're... Oh. How do you know that, Vren? Huh? Huh? How do you know I was talking about that? Are you listening? Anyway, oh, a big missile strike coming out on the right. Headed towards this Axford. That's coming out of the line ship. And a few of them will strike home. Not too many, but it is enough. No, it is not enough to take out any of the point defense. Meanwhile, a counter battery here of Weave S2s, hybrids. One of them finds the mark, the other misses. So at this point, superficial damage between these two fleets. Oh! Oh no! That Axford did not scram in time to save itself from a reactor debt. That is quite unfortunate. I did not see if they had restores still available. It could have been the case that the ship was lost either way. But certainly a very strong pickup for this player out of those 4 tugs, which probably costed under the 1,500 points. They've taken out one half of that Axford fleet. Meanwhile, there's still this rail T-30 on the backside ship, which is capable of doing some work. It looks like it hasn't had too many opportunities to fire those mass drivers. And that was a strong pickup for OSP. Unfortunately, no one on our team has capped C, he says with an angry voice. Because of that, points stand at 280 to 110. Yes, I did round those. That's really unfortunate, especially considering ships like this, all it would take is a momentary putter over there to cap it and then move back. Any of these ships are capable of doing that. Instead, they're doing a useful job, but not the most useful job right now. Especially considering these two ships, I believe... Oh, well, this is an EWR LRT pair, so I suppose. But they're in danger of being spotted. Meanwhile, this monitor fleet has flown around to nothing. A little bit of a ships in the night situation happening there. Let's see where these size 2 hybrids are going for. Looks like they want a piece of this Ocello. See if the Ocello... Yep, it has activated its jammers. So unless these are armed with ARADs, and they are not, they fly off into the rock. And miss. See if this one also misses. Wanted to see which of these ships was armed with torpedoes. Was it this one? No. This one? Or was it the monitors? It was the monitors. So unfortunately, those monitors look like haven't fired at anything. Ooh, a big pickup there. Wow. I was not paying attention for just a second there, and that light cruiser got obliterated. Wow. Was that just the rail and 450s? These two ships firing at it? I suppose it... Wow. I will have to check that in the replay and see how that got killed so quickly. So with that, let's see. This Axford over here, it looks like it's been able to avoid any engagement with the tugs, and it's on its way to recapture E. This CL, meanwhile, is dumping its size 3 hybrids at this left rear guard. Again, really like to see more CLs properly get nose on, but let's see if these Sabres are able to get any work done. Some AMMs coming in. They will be on target, but the SG3s just power on through. In the background, battleship is eating some fire from the Ocello line ship pair. And Corkscrew manages to land one hit, possibly 2 hits. Not a huge amount of damage on this rail ship. See how this battleship is faring. Oh, it has absolutely no problem. And these size 2s perhaps were ARAD or something else. They did not activate at all on this Sprinter, which is capped C. If ANS can manage to capture E, it'll put them in a really good position. They're already up on points by about 200 points. Not a whole lot of OSP ships remain to counter cap. There are the tugs, there are the monitors. They're unfortunately so far out of position. Really an unfortunate way to go. Again, reinforcing comments I made before, choosing to go on one of these outer flank routes can be really taking yourself out of the game, as it just takes so long before you're able to get back to anywhere that actually matters. Meanwhile, these size 2s coming out of this line ship, not sure exactly what is going on with these Seekers. They're really struggling to land on target, and when they are on target, they're getting obliterated by point defense. So an unfortunate series of events for those. Here come the torpedo swarms. Let's see how this PD of 3 stone walls and 1 defender is able to deal with this. I will go ahead and make a prediction that not too many of these torpedoes are going to make it through, but it looks like this battleship is rolling and not in the direction it needs to. One of these stone walls is going to get shut off by this roll. What is it? Oh, it's firing weapons. Maybe it can roll all the way over and have this other stone wall engage. If not, a huge amount of torpedoes slam into it. Oof. Not the best situation to be rolling a ship in that case. If when you get attacked by a missile spammer, you'll see the idea. Oh, I think I have no idea what you're talking about. But welcome, Festus. The enemy secured zone comet. Unfortunately, that strike took out radar panels. It took out turrets. If you ever are in a large ship with a lot of PD like this, and a missile strike comes at the ship you're commanding, it can be a really good idea to go ahead and smash that clear fire button. That will stop the turret overrides. Whenever you give like an attack command with a turret, your ship will automatically roll and orient to get as many cannons on as possible. And if you don't do that, if you clear your fire instead, that will kind of restore your ship to an upright position. And usually that will allow more of your point defense cannons to get on target. Um, in that case, that one extra Stonewall firing might not have made all the difference, but it certainly would have helped. Let's see. I haven't really seen too many heavy torpedo attacks like this out of the OSP. So it's certainly interesting to see. It looks like actually this Axford is also going to suffer death by torpedoes.
We are contesting Zone Comet.
Both ships completely redded out. Battleship with plenty of restores left. Axford with not so many. They're not dead yet, but there is this Ocello here firing 450s in the perfect position to clean up. And with those two missile strikes from these monitors that have finally gotten into the action, OSP have made a huge momentum swing and have really crushed it, taken out two entire fleets essentially. Yep. Yeah, I'm in complete agreement that there's no way that
The enemy is securing
ships
Zone
firing
Comet.
that volume of missiles is healthy for the game. I already thought
We are contesting Zone Comet.
VLS-2s firing, I think it was 18 size 2s in a volley was too much, and now we're firing, what is this? It's 5 with 3 launchers apiece. 4 launchers apiece? No, not on the bottom. So 5 times 3. I have no control over what Mazer does, my man. Definitely, we're calling this Torpedo Massacre, though. That total throw weight, I think, was somewhere in the realm of, let's see, 3 times 5s, 15 times 3. So that would be 45 torpedoes? Is that right? Let's see. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, maybe 18. Oh, yeah. He has a lot more. I would assume these are just basic active radar torpedoes. Yeah, actually, the 250 RPF is actually worse now. Ooh, those go right around the rock. PD has no time to do anything. Lights out. Good night. That's the end of that one. Oof. Oh no. Not the flying cross. Leave my roof 250 alone. So at this point, the only fleet really left is this one mixed caliber Axford. It's not looking good for A&S. They were in a commanding position, and then Torpedo Barf happened, and now they are getting slaughtered. A complete reversal of fortunes. Maybe this battleship will be able to get back up and running. It looks like it's moving again. Its turrets are all still out, though. Same for... Nope, this Axford got killed by that 450 Acello, which is currently sighting on the other Axford. Meanwhile, still torpedoes available on this monitor fleet. Oh, nope, it's changed its aim. It's firing on the battleship instead. A very unfortunate turn of events for this battleship. Oof, and here come more torpedoes. Looks like these ones are going for the Axford on the top. I'm not sure. I don't think these are cruise capable. Possibly a misclick there, firing them at a... Oh. Firing them at a track as they slam into this rock here. Yeah. More than likely that's what happened. They may have actually been fired before that that track started a change in direction, and that's why. It's a common, don't really want to call it a mistake there, just one of those things that happens when firing on a track. It's always possible that the track moves somewhere you weren't expecting. One possible solution for that is when you're firing at a rock or a target next to a rock, you can always position fire, even direct fire, cruise fire, whatever. Give it a waypoint, maybe, somewhere kind of here-ish, pointed at where you think the target will be. That way your missiles aren't going to suffer if the target moves behind the rock. And here we go. Looks like a little bit of chaff available. There goes an active decoy. That could be, unfortunately, not enough. And more torpedoes slamming in. There goes one frigate. The other one still alive, but unfortunately this thing is disabled. Yep. Directly in sight of this 450 Acello. Oh no, this is the rail, the mass driver 450. Such an interesting combination. I don't know if this is good or... Oh boy, here come more. Well, I will have to walk back my statement on torpedoes. Certainly, if you fire this many of them, they will get through. I shall rapidly go to YouTube and delete my comment. Nope. Maybe. To be fair, this is a pretty naked fleet. It has absolutely no point defense to speak of. Possibly... Oh, it does have grazers. Take that back. Possibly that's why it's so carefully moved around the outside. But yeah, well done to this player. Certainly changed my tune about torpedoes. Wasn't really expecting, so I believe the MLS 3 fires 3 at a time, and he has 3 per ship times... Let's double check. Are these all the same? Times 5 monitors. It's 15. That makes 45, right? So yes, I suppose 45 torpedoes in one volley uh, will get the job done. So, hindsight wise, this is a difficult call. Both teams played very well. A&S did a really good job of securing all the points, of pushing a flank, and basically being in a position that it looked like they were going to dominate and win. And then in came this torpedo fleet and just blew up absolutely everything. Starting with that battleship, once it went down,
The enemy is securing zone Boxer.
all of their force projection in the middle of the map went. Another Axford went
The enemy is
down, and
securing
then
zone
another
Tango.
Axford, and that was the end of that. Wow. So great game. Oof. That's a rough one for A&S to swallow. I really thought 3 stone walls plus that defender would have held up better, but unfortunately didn't go down like that. Let's take a look. This Acello line ship pair played really well from Internet Explorer, Lagoda. Oh my god, 17,000, 16,000, 12,000. Ugh, that's gross. This was the size 2. Yeah, unfortunately, these size 2s didn't do the best job. A bunch of them just missed. This player, these tugs really did a great job. Went in, killed an Axford, just the 4 of them. Not too much out of this mass driver, unfortunately. I'm still not sold on the mass driver as a great weapon yet, but now I was wrong about torpedoes, apparently, so I won't say anything about that. Let's see. This Axford did a good job. These CLs, I didn't see exactly what happened to either of them, but they died really fast. I want to say probably an unfortunate um, case that they had too many angles that they had to defend from at the same time, and ate some 450s from a bad angle. That's tough. Especially, with a CL, once it starts being hit by 450, if there isn't cover available, it's probably going to die to 450. If you're dodging it, that's all good and well, but if you don't dodge, then yeah. BB, unfortunately, rolling at that particular moment and then having the PD go down, having the radars go down, really an instant cascading effect. Not necessarily that it would have survived all of those ridiculous number of torpedoes, but it probably would have held up a little bit longer. And for Vren, poor Vren. Oh, CL got nuked by size 2s? Yeah, it happens. Well, with that, I think I'm going to pack it in. My voice is shot. Hope everyone had a good time. You didn't stand a chance. Well, I think you stood a chance against the tugs that came in, Bren. You actually had a really good position. Just managed to catch that rocket barrage there. Really kind of took out your ability to do things like um, have 2 ships that could support each other and defend against a missile wave. After that first Axford went down, yeah, you pretty much don't have a chance if someone wants to single you out and missile dump you.